Back out of that.
All right, don't talk to me about pigeons. They get in your way, they make a mess, and sometimes they even poo on you. But a dwindling group of Aussies are trying to keep the passion for pigeon racing alive.
Pigeons. They're a misunderstood bunch.
Pigeons have a bad rap.
But it turns out these so-called rats of the sky are actually pretty clever.
Pigeons have been used by man for just about as long as man's been in habitation.
Their ability to get home from more than 1,000 kilometres away came in very handy before telephones and the internet.
It's the only bird that man has domesticated to do this, to carry messages in wars. Reuters made his whole news network was based on pigeon lofts throughout Europe.
A lone pigeon soars into the skies carrying a crumpled scrap of paper. It's so important as to change the destiny of nations.
Whatever you think of them, even the Queen keeps pigeons, and they were used to send rescue messages in wartime.
The involvement in World War II had exposed a lot of Australian servicemen to pigeons. Every aircraft that flew out of England in the Battle of Britain and all those bombing raids, every one of them carried a basket with pigeons in it.
Those soldiers and airmen brought home with them a passion for pigeon racing. A racing pigeon can sprint for 2 days straight with its wings beating 12 times a second. They can fly as fast as 170 kilometres an hour.
I've won races here where they've done 2,000 metres a minute.
Stephen's 70 now, and he's worried about the future of the sport he took up when he was 10.
Every day I get an email saying someone's passed away. Most of the people that, when I started, that were already racing, they've all gone. In the 80s, we had 1,000 flyers in the whole of Melbourne in all the different organisations. Now, in all the organisations in Melbourne, you'd be lucky to have 300 or even 200.
These days, pigeon racing teenagers like 15-year-old Jack Wettering are a rarity.
They've always been around, and it's just a good hobby to have, and something else to do.
Jack's a third-generation pigeon racer, but he's the only one of 5 brothers to follow in his dad and granddad's footsteps.
From when he can crawl, he was out in the loft. Now he's getting to that age where he starts to drift a bit more with cricket and girls and a few other things, which is fine. But it's good we can spend time together and talk pigeons on a good level.
Even though pigeon clubs are losing members, prices are going up. In 2013, a Chinese businessman paid the equivalent of more than $440,000 for Bolt. Aussies don't spend quite as much.
I'm thinking about... My wife's watching this, I can't really... probably about 15 or 20,000, I think, we might have paid for one along the way. And turned out to be very, very good.
If it outsmarts predators like hawks, a fast bird can be a good money spinner, and the prizes aren't exactly chicken feed.
There's a race in South Africa that I've competed in for a long time, and they pay $1.5 million US in prize money, and I've got a good result in that. I won $35,000 for finishing 5th a couple of years ago with my brother.
One last one, 10,000 for the cricket club. That's what it is.
But with pigeons needing a fair bit of TLC, these guys really just do it for love.
It's good Saturday afternoon, you sit there and your little friends fly in from wherever it may be, and you go down to the pigeon club and have a few ales and see who the winner is.
How long will I keep doing it? I'll keep doing it as long as I'm able, because I can't imagine not having pigeons.
Game of Thrones, I'm always like, how do the pigeons get back over there and send the message?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
What do you mean with the dragons?
Yes. No, like I know how they always go home, but how do they know somewhere else to go to?
It's TV show, Karen.
No, but that's what they do.
Someone has to explain this to me though, honestly. Yeah, you're right. Because I get how you can have a pigeon trained to find its way back home. I don't get how you can send it to the king of some other empire they've never been before.
Google Maps.
Someone has to explain that.
No, do you have the answer? Come on, this would make the show.
Oh, that's so much pressure. But what happens if you, Pete's pigeon has come to me and I'm sitting and I'm going, oh no, this isn't Pete, this is your pigeon.
Oh, so so then you've given up.
How does the pigeon know?
The pigeon gets the wrong number, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. How does the pigeon know
who
to
give it to?
Yeah.
And if they're wearing a disguise,
There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions.
I need someone to send me a pigeon with the answer. We can figure this out.
All right, stay right there. We'll be back with some great news from around the world.
Hard to believe